Hey guys, just a quick update video for Pack of Finance. As you can see here, the total platform deposits now just under $20 million, which is insane considering that when we first got into this, and I haven't even been in this for a long time. It was nowhere near that, and it's organically grown, even with the platform freezing for a bit. Obviously, that had nothing to do with them. It was because of what happened at Cetus. As soon as they turned it back on, the platform deposits continued to grow and grow and grow. This shows that there's a lot of confidence in this platform, and they have a really solid community, um, backed by some good guys behind it. So, of course, let me start off by saying before we start talking about this that I am not a financial advisor. Never take anything I say as financial advice. If you do decide to jump into anything in crypto, DeFi, passive income, what have you, do your own research, do your own due diligence. Know that there's risk involved. Of course, some platforms are riskier than others. Some platforms are, less riskier than others. But make no mistake about it, in the crypto space, there's always going to be some form of risk, right? There's always going to be something. So if you decide to get in, you should only be putting in funds you can afford to lose. Also follow me on Telegram, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. So that being said, you can see here our $54,000 that we put in is generating us a little bit over $200 a day. And you can see here, you can track all your stakes, right? Uh, you can see what stakes you have in, when did they go in, how much it is, the daily percentage that you're getting. And the cool thing about this platform is at the end of the 250 days, you can unstake your initial capital, right? So essentially you can earn a passive income every single day. And at the end of 250 days, get your capital back, which is powerful. The other thing I like about this, I've already rattled off a couple of things. Number one, people have a lot of confidence in this strong community, good people that are behind it. Of course, that doesn't guarantee anything, but it is good that there's platforms out there that have bad people behind it, right? There's some devs that just over and over and over wreck their community or wreck people that jump into their stuff. And these guys aren't, it seems to me like they aren't like that. They've been operating for over a year now and they've been solid, right? So, the fact that you get your capital back. And the other thing I like about it is it does pay out in stable coins, right? Now, of course, some of you guys are going to say, well, crypto's on a run right now. It's doing well. Over the next couple of months or next couple of years, crypto might continue to go up. I want to get into these more riskier coins, and that's okay. You can do that. We get involved with all sorts of coins, right? But the cool thing about this, because it pays out in stable coin, there's no, am I late? Am I getting in? Did I miss it? Right? There's nothing to miss. There's no, native token here that you have to catch before it moons, right? Or you have to worry about it, coming down and you're on the back end. It pays out in USDT, right? So there's no quote unquote, am I late to the game, right? I jumped in, it was already running for a year and we still put in $54,000, right? And it's, because I typically in a normal platform, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't jump into a platform when it's over a year old. But this one I did because again, it pays out in stable coins. There's no, this token is going to do this and this token is going to do that. And again, there's nothing wrong with those type of platforms, but it's good to have something in my portfolio, in my docket like this that just continues to run. Um, and I have I don't really have to worry about it. Now, what am I going to do next? What am I going to do next? We plan on increasing our position. I think, 54,000, right? I think this is something I would love for this to start generating us, $400, $500 a day. And in order for it to do that, because there is no referral program with this, I just need to increase my position here. So that's what we're going to do. And by the way, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing that this doesn't really have a referral thing? It all depends on your perspective, right? On one hand, you can say, well, they don't have to worry about paying commissions and bonuses and that sort of thing, so they can just focus on earning passive income for their community. That's one thing on one hand, right? On the other hand, you might say, well, it'd be good if there was a referral program here because people can talk about it and it'll generate more exposure, more deposits can come in, et cetera, et cetera. Here's my take. It's been out for a year. Total platform deposits continue to go up. It's about to cross 20 million. Maybe they don't need a referral system. I don't know. And that kind of sounds odd. it kind of sounds odd, you probably hearing that for me because, I'm obviously someone who creates videos and content and that sort of thing. But it seems to me like they got a working model, so why change it, right? Now, again, if they change it in the future, I don't know, but it seems to me, they got something that's working right now, generating passive income for people. Why fix something that ain't broke, right? So yeah, this thing is doing its thing. This thing is doing, it's really easy to get in. Matter of fact, it's so easy that my son just got in this, right? He's a kid basically, and he got into this thing, and he's watching it, and you know, very easy because again, there's not a lot, whole lot of moving parts. You simply take your USDT, put it in, and that's it. I mean, it's super simple. It's a very simple UI, very simple layout, which I like. I don't like things that have too many moving parts to it. Simple is better, right? And again, there's a couple of buttons here. You can claim, right? Minimum $25. You can claim back to your wallet. You can compound, minimum $20, and you can compound. Of course, when you compound, you're creating another stake because each deposit has its own 250-day time clock. Here's what you press to create a stake, right? Type in here how much USDT you want to put in, and and you can get in that way. And then last but not least, once your 250-day stake is over, you hit this button right here and you can initiate the process of withdrawing your initial capital. So yeah, this thing is doing its thing, guys. Pack of Finance. The only thing I regret is, probably not jumping into this thing earlier, but timing is everything. And at the time, even though I did know about this and I did see it, we had our plate full with other things that were going on. But it is what it is now, and we're leveraging it to create a passive income. And I think it does have the legs to run for a while because again, it's paying out at least in my opinion, very sustainable numbers. So 0.33% a day. I know some of you guys are saying, well, if we can get 2% a day, 3% a day somewhere else, yeah, you probably can. Those are risky platforms that may or may not be here in a week or two for 30 days, right? This one, they've proven they have a sustainable model. They've been out for a year already. So I'd rather take quote unquote lower, right? About 0.33% a day. If it runs longer than something higher that disappears, because again, it's time, right? The more time you have in a platform, the more profit you can make. So, and by the way, 0.30, where are you going to get that? Like in the quote unquote real world, right? What is that like? Almost 10% a month? Where are you going to get that in the real world? So, a lot of times we get jaded, right? Our perspective, right, gets twisted a little bit because we're in this space and we're looking for 40%, 50%, 60%, a month and that sort of thing. You can get into something like this and just, have it run for a long time and do really well. Anyway, check this out. I'll leave a link down below. Just a quick update because, yeah, they're about to cross over 20 mil total platform deposits. Huge, huge milestone for them. Congrats to them. Kudos to them. I will catch you in the next video. Follow me on Telegram, subscribe to the channel. Peace.